Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading. So this is a reading for 2025. I do realise I'm a little bit late putting these out, but I thought, well, better late than never. So I'm filming this in February, so we're looking at the rest of the year, so the next 10 months of 2025. So what I thought we would do is we'd get 5 cards. I'm using this lovely Light Seers tarot deck. We'll look at 5 cards to just judge our general energy, our general theme, general focus for 2025, and then we'll have a little bit of a look at our past energy that's influenced how we're going to move into 2020 or through 2025, and then some current energy. Then we'll get 10 cards, one for each month, March onwards, to have a little bit of a look at what's going on during those months. So Leo, let's give these a little bit of a shuffle and we'll find you 5 cards, see what's coming towards you during the month of, not the month of, the year of 2025. Right, okay. One's hopped out already. Our first one, the Ace of Pentacles. So a new beginning of some sort, new opportunity. Then we've got the 9 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Devil card, and the 8 of Swords. So, quite pentacly, and quite a little bit of uncertainty and potentially sort of self-sabotaging stuff going on there near the end. So we'll start at the beginning. Ace of Pentacles. So aces are always that bit of possibility, that potential, and being a pentacle, it's obviously the beginning of something new for you, the potential of building something new. So that could be, you know, better health, better wellness. It could be building your finances. It could be building a business. It could be building a home, building a relationship. But it's something that has just sprouted. I love this card. It's really lovely. We've got that lovely pentacle, that mandala-y pentacle there, and it's got the new sprouts at the top and the roots just coming at the bottom. It's all very young and all very new, and you're going to have to put some time, effort and love and energy into it to turn it into something even better. Then we've got the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is actually feeling the benefit of something that you've been putting a lot of hard work into. Again, something earthly, something material, something on the earth plane. So, you know, again, a relationship, your wellness, a business, financial stuff. So you're going to hopefully be reaping some sort of benefits of something that you've been putting work into in the past. And then we've got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, he's the richest king in the pack, and he makes very smart financial moves. So I think this year you are going to be making smart pentacle moves, whether that is in the realm of finances or in the realm of wellness, love, relationships, home, whatever it is that you are going to be, the theme that's going on in your life throughout this year, you're going to be really consciously aware of the fact that you want to do things the right way. Make sure that you spend your pentacles in the right way, that you're doing the best you can for your pentacle. And then we've got these 2 cards at the end, and they're very similar in colour, very similar in theme. And the Devil card is a card of sort of lower vibrational energies. It can be the card of, you know, sort of falling into old behaviours, old ways of coping, negative behaviours or negative ways of thinking. And I actually think that is what this is. It's because we've got the 8 of Swords, and she's wrapped in a prison of her own making there, and the 8 of Swords speaks of sort of that negative pattern of thinking that we can fall into that can often lead to self-sabotaging. And I think that is actually what this is. These 2 cards as a whole have been in that energy of sort of getting in your own way, essentially. And for some people, obviously this is going to be, you know, something small. It's on a sliding scale, these things. And for some of you, it might be getting in your own way in a big way. But I think it's always, you know, when I see the devil card in the future sort of positions, I think it's always a great heads up. It's always a, you know, a little bit of a put that to one side and remember that, and try not to linger in that energy too long. So let's have a little bit of a look at what's been going on in your recent past, the things that have been happening in your recent past that are sort of causing or are having an effect on the energies working through the rest of the year. So let's give these a little bit of a shuffle, Leo. But, you know, this is looking like, you know, you've got a new start and a lot of potential for doing really great things throughout this year. But the key thing is, I think, don't get in your own way. So let's have a little bit more of a shuffle. I've got one out already. I'll turn it over in a minute. Right. We have, in your recent past energy, 9 of Wands. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, so another pentacle. And we have the 6 of Cups. Clarifying, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Okay, so recent past, things that have helping you, or energies that you've sort of worked through, that you are using to move through 2025. So we've got this lovely 9 of Wands, and I say lovely because, you know, he doesn't look that thrilled, but it is a good card because it is a card of not giving up. See, in the card here, we've got this wounded soldier. He's been through the war. He's been through some battles. He's got some bumps and bruises, but he's not giving up. He's still moving forward. See, he's looking backwards towards the past. And he's, you know, he's sort of acknowledging the things that he's been through, but he's still putting one foot in front of the other, keeping going, keeping moving forwards, and keeping onwards towards the things that he wants out of life. Because being a wand, it is your joys, your passions, the things that give you that spark to get up in the morning, the things that make you happy. So things like, it could be work, it could be hobbies, it could be sports, you know, whatever it is that you do that really lights you up. And so he's, you know, he may well have not been in a position to be doing those things in the past, or his life may have been filled with other things, other more pressing stuff. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, and he may have had a tricky time, but he's now on a mission to really bring those things back into his life and just keep moving forward, and, you know, chipping away and moving towards the things that make him happy. Underneath here, we've got the 6 of, I wanted to say cups then, 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is all about flow of energy. It's about giving and receiving in equal measures. It can also be the card of generosity. But in this case, I do think it is about balance. It's about finding balance. It's about, you know, moving forwards towards the things that you want in life, but doing that in a really even way. You know, not overdoing things in any shape or form, or giving too much of your energy, or allocating too much of your energy going towards this. About maybe not being overly focused and too you know, driven and tunnel vision. Really, you know, just not just getting too sucked into whatever it is that you're heading towards, but just finding that nice balance, that good balance. And when you find that balance, then things flow the way they're meant to. When you overgive, or you over focus on something and become maybe even a little obsessive about something, then that can often throw things out of balance, and then you're sort of having a counterproductive it's being very counterproductive because you're over giving, and then the energy's just all thrown out of kilter, and you don't end up getting where you need to any quicker. And often it can, you can sort of put the brakes on it for yourself for a while. So this energy of being persistent but not too persistent, and moving towards your goals, not too obsessively, not too focused, has been a sort of a key energy in the recent past that will move through the rest of the year. Maybe, that could be something that is self-sabotage, sort of holding you back, self-sabotaging you, so to speak, because maybe you are being too focused and too a little bit bordering obsessed on something that you're working towards, and you're throwing things out of balance, and by doing that you are then holding yourself back, sabotaging yourself, and it's just like this circle and cycle of being stuck in the same sort of position. But absolutely, it's going to be something absolutely different for everybody. Yeah, so our next card is the Page of Pentacles. Now, the pages generally bring news. And being a pentacle, it may well be that you've had some news brought to you in the recent past that is opening up your horizons and opening up your opportunities and possibilities for moving forwards towards your hopes and passions, your joys, the things that you want out of life. Maybe it's opening up something work related, because wands are work. Because underneath that we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands here, he's got the world in his hands. He's got choices to make about where he wants to go to next, where he wants to take himself in relation to work, joys, passions, hobbies, things that make life nice for him, that make life worthwhile. So you may well have had some news from somewhere, whether it's an email or some post or somebody saying something to you that's opening up opportunities for you then to make a choice about where you want to go next. And it's the thing with the Two of Wands, it's very much up to you. You've got the world in your hands. You can go and do whatever you want, because the choice is entirely up to you, and you've opened up this whole new world for yourself. And I think that's happened because you've got this message from the Page of Pentacles. So that's helping you, pushing you through 2025. Then we've got the Six of Cups and the Page of Wands, and they're both very childish energy. The Six of Cups is the card of nostalgia, of being connected to your inner child. It may well be connected to stuff that's gone on in childhood, energies of something that you've been working on in your recent past that have maybe then begun to or opened the world up for you to move forwards, because we've got the Page of Wands there. Again, pages, messengers, but also very innocent, childlike energy. So moving forwards in a really carefree way. Wands are all about action, about moving onwards, and no, they're not. Sorry, I thought he was a knight there for a minute. I was going to say knights are all about moving forwards and moving onwards. They're not. But wands are the card of your joys and passions. So I actually don't think that is I made a bit of a slip there, but I actually think that is what you are doing. See, he looks like he's going off on a journey there, and I think you are this connection that you've got to maybe some childhood memories or some childhood nostalgia, or things that you used to really enjoy as a child, have given you a push forwards in some way. Maybe it has come in the form of, you found a letter that you used to, that you received when you were a child, or you found some childhood paperwork, some books and school things that you had as a child, and maybe that's inspired you to move onwards, because you've maybe figured out something that used to bring you joy from whatever it is that you've received or you've found, and that is, you know, inspiring you to move forwards in a bit more carefree, simplistic way, because you remembered the things that you have enjoyed doing as a child. But whatever it is, you definitely, we've got a lot of wand energy there. We've got a lot of pentacle energy in this whole reading. And I think you are definitely moving forwards in some way. That feels really, really strong to me. And I think it is, despite the fact that you've been through some difficulties, but you have been given the opportunity in many ways, I think, in an actual physical way, in the form of a pentacle, and in a more freeing kind of way. I think you've been freed up, you've had some sort of epiphany, I even want to say, connected to childhood and to how you know, something that you used to enjoy, that is also helping you to move forwards in some way. So let's have a little bit of a look at your current energy, Leo. It may well not even be childhood memory, a childhood thing. It could be something, excuse me. It could even be something, excuse me, I've got hiccups today. It may well be something that you even just used to enjoy when you were younger, sort of in your teens or when you first started work. Something that, you know, you really enjoyed, and maybe that's being an inspiration for you moving onwards now, really. And I keep saying it, that Page of Wands just feels like a card of really moving on to me, and generally that's not what meaning I would take from it. Anyway, I'll stop waffling about that. I'll crack on with our current energy. Okay, let's see what's going on with you at the moment. We have the Queen of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Three of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Wands, the Moon, and the Hermit as our clarifying cards. A lot of blue in this spread. Blue is generally a colour of communication. It's also a very peaceful colour. Card of introspection. Queen of Cups. We have the Queen there. She's sat on her throne. She is looking very calm, very actually pleased with the cup that she's got on her knee there. Well, it's not quite on her knee. She's holding it out and she's looking at it really carefully. And the cup in this card is very much like a trophy. And I think she is feeling pleased with herself because she's feeling more happy, more contented, more emotionally stable. You know, despite the fact that she's sat on that little island and it's swirless, the waves are just a little bit swirly around her, she's still feeling really good in herself, and she's not getting dragged into any, you know, emotional stuff, upheaval that's going on around her. She's just feeling calm and collected and quite contented and quite pleased with the way that she is feeling, because I think, you know, the Queen of Cups has put a lot of time and effort and work into that emotional stability, and I think, you know, that cup is like a bit of a prize for her, because she has worked hard and she has come a long way. So I think that's the energy you are currently feeling, or I won't say recently currently feeling. You know, that's the vibe that you're in at the moment. And I think that you are starting to feel, as well as emotionally, on an even keel. I think you're starting to feel mentally a little bit better. Maybe, you know, obviously we've had that wounded soldier there in our recent past. Things may well have been tricky. I don't think really recently, but maybe in the last year or two, you've had quite a few ups and downs, and maybe it's been quite mentally draining, mentally stressful. But I do think that you're really moving on to the next into the next phase, and moving away from all of that tension and stress, and moving into more a calmer, more peaceful, potentially more abundant phase. We've got this Six of Swords there, and that speaks of moving into calmer waters. And so, yeah, I think these two cards together, your emotional side and your mental side, are starting to all calm down and be more settled and more peaceful. And yeah, you've got the opportunity to find more peace. So in our current energy as well, we've got this Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is all about perspective. He's been waiting there, he's been hanging there, and he's been waiting for a long old time for enlightenment. And it's finally come. And he's been patient, but he's now starting to see things differently. But he's also starting to see things from a completely different perspective. You know, maybe you have had situations where you have been looking, obviously you've had situations in front of you and you've been looking at it one way, but now you're starting to really shift and see things in a completely different way. And I actually am going back to the Six of Cups and the Page of Wands, when I said maybe you're having a bit of an epiphany and you're starting to look at things in a different way and look at things from more of a way that you did when you were younger. And I actually think that's related to this. I think you are starting to see things in a different way, and I think it's been a slow and gradual thing rather than just a quick overnight thing. We've got the Moon here underneath, and the Moon can be not getting dragged into your fears, and not sort of letting those sort of darker sides of you, the shadow sides of you, drag you down. So I think it's all a little bit deep at the moment. I think there's an awful lot of introspection going on, and I think you are really starting to shift the way that you are thinking about things. I think you're maybe not getting as drawn into the fearful way of thinking that you used to. I think you are trying to come at things from a simpler, more peaceful place. We've got the Three of Pentacles there in our current energy as well. And the Three of Pentacles is a really great card. I love this card. It's a card of collaboration and connection and community. And I actually think that this card has come out a lot, and I think we're going to see an awful lot more of it, because I think moving forwards we are going to have to start coming together to help and support each other in different ways, using our skills, banding together to bring our skills together and to help each other out. And because this is what this is, you've got three people there, they're working together on one project. They're all bringing a completely different skill to the party, and they're putting their little bit of magic, adding it all in, and they're creating something really lovely. And so for you, I think at the moment, there's going to be some sort of opportunity or some collaboration going on in some shape or form, and that could be for anything. It could be in any area of life. It could be your home, it could be work, it could be love, it could be or love and relationships, it could be work, business, whatever. But there's some requirement for you to open yourself up to accepting some help, or to the possibility of working with other people and not being so insular, and maybe you have had been quite possessive over something that you've wanted to, a project, maybe this back to the Nine of Swords, Wands, where maybe you're being really focused and persistent on something, and the energy's thrown out. Maybe this is where you need to let that energy, that balance, come back by accepting some help and potentially knowledge from other people. We've got underneath that Three of Pentacles, we've got the Hermit card, and again, it's a very introspective card. I think that you're sort of in a real moment of looking within at the moment. maybe reflection on the past and how that can help you then move forwards in the future. Because I think you very much acknowledge the fact that maybe something needs to shift and something needs to change for you to achieve your goals, to get to where you need to be. And then maybe this is about, the getting out of your own way. That Devil card and the Eight of Swords that we had right back at the beginning, where, that you sort of self-sabotaging yourself, maybe unknowingly, subconsciously, but hopefully in this current energy, you're actually taking the time to reflect on things and seeing the ways that you can get out of your own way and you can help yourself move forward. And that may well involve a shift in perspective, a look back at the past to find different ways of thinking about things and fresher ways of doing things, and using that to help you move forwards. Because we've got the Hermit there, and he is the card of introspection, self-introspection, self-examination, looking at your shadow side, looking at the bits and pieces that are within you that make up you, that maybe are holding you back, that maybe are not helpful to you. And so he very much is sort of a card of when you taking the time to examine yourself internally, and to see, looking at how you can make you better, how you can make your life better, and how you can move and show up in the world in the best possible way. Excuse me if you can hear some squealing. There's a little Ruby dog shouting in the other room because I've dared to leave her alone for 20 minutes. So I do apologise if you hear intermittent dolphin squealing. Okay. So let's have a little bit, a look. I'm going to put these cards back in at the next 10 months. We'll get 10 cards out and we'll have a little bit of a look at what's going on with you during each month, Leo. Okay, so we have March. We have that Eight of Swords again. We have April, Seven of Cups. May, Four of Pentacles. There's not a pentacle in sight. Four of Swords. June, the Lovers. July, the Two of Cups. August, the Nine of Cups. September, the Fool. October, the Ten of Pentacles. It's looking a bit good, this, for you, Leo. November, the Queen of Pentacles. December, the Ten of Swords. So, an interesting 10 months for you. So let's start off with March. March may be a month of tying yourself up in knots in your mind. And the Eight of Cups, I'm getting all my symbols wrong today, aren't I? All my suits. The Eight of Swords. She's very much in a prison of her own making. She's in that sort of prison of swords, which is just forming a semicircle, a slight barrier around her. She's got very loose bonds. She's got very loosely placed blindfold, but she could get out of that at any time. So she's choosing to stay in that place. And so in March, it may well be that you're in this place where you are mentally just tying yourself up in knots and creating problems and blockages for yourself. So that's not helpful. That's not helpful for any of us. I'm queen at doing that. That's my card. I get it pretty much every time I pull cards for myself. The solution to this, I often find, is that once we say things out loud, even if we say them to ourselves or we write them down, or even better, we speak to a friend, it loses its power, because then someone will say to you, well, I don't really think maybe that's how it is. Maybe if you look at it in this way. And then that'll help you to actually begin to see things in a new way. Sometimes when we actually just say it out loud when we're on our own and we listen to it back after it's sort of resonated around the room a little bit, then we can sort of feel the reality in it, that maybe we are slightly skewed, we've sort of skewed our way of thinking, and then we're beginning to self-sabotage ourselves and put blockages and things in our way. So saying things out loud is good for you in March. Don't be sort of spend time rattling around in your own head, sort of ping-ponging your way off things, your thoughts off things, and just like not, 1 and 1 is equaling 10. Just try and not get dragged too much into that energy. Okay, we've got April. April is the month where you are going to have to make a choice, or you don't have to, because this is tarot and it's not law, but you've got the energy to start bringing something back down to life. And it's very easy to, maybe this is what you've been procrastinating in over the month of March. It's very easy to be afraid of making a choice, maybe afraid of making the wrong choice. Maybe you've overthought it so much during March that, come April, you're finding it really difficult to actually decide which one of your dreams you actually want to bring out of life, to find that goal for yourself, to find a focus to move forwards with. The thing is with the Seven of Cups, just choose one. Choose one and put your energy into it, because you don't know what's going to be in any of the cups and whether they're going to be good or bad or positive, negative, until you actually start working with the energy. So April, just make a choice. Make that choice and try and just move through. Then we've got, in May, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So I think after all the stress and tangling yourself up in knots in March, and maybe the umming and ahhing about what you want to do and what thing you want to start, putting your energy into to make it, towards your happiness and future joy, you've worn yourself out. So I think May is going to be a month of contemplation, of meditation, of finding some time for some peace, for some quiet, and just recalibrating and rebooting yourself. Ruby's shouting her head off. I really hope you can't hear it. I'm going to go and sort her out in a little while. Right, we have got the Lover's card next. So the Lover's card is about finding connection, about having a connection with somebody really significant. And it doesn't have to be an intimate other. It could be just a relationship that you have with somebody that's a really special relationship. So I think relationships is going to be the key for the month of June. It's going to play a big part for you, whether that is a new relationship, an existing relationship, or somebody that's been there all along that you're just starting to build a connection with. It's very much going to be about you and others. So we have July and we have the Two of Cups. So again, another connection, another maybe choice about finding happiness. Where do you want your happiness to lie? So in July, you may well be making a choice about some relationships that you've been, a relationship or relationships that you have in your life already. So yeah, two, again, being a two, it's about choices. It's, a choice about a connection, about this relationship that you have with somebody. And again, not necessarily intimate, other, family, work, colleague, boss, any of those, friends, any of those things. But the summer, June, July, is definitely going to be relationship related to you. And I think things are going to start getting brighter after the first sort of March, April, May, where even March and April, where you've sort of, been sort of tangled up a little bit in your own brain, and that rest in May. I think moving onwards, it's the focus is going to be shifted, slightly onto relationships and the people around you, and it's going to feel more positive, and it's going, things are going to really start. I feel like it's a completely different energy from June onwards for you. Certainly, even beginning in May, things are going to start feeling a little bit better. So we've got August, the 9 of Cups. So I think you are going to be Mr. Smug in August. Mr. Smug, or the 9 of Cups, is all about working towards your happiness and being really happy the way things are going. It's about your wishes, your dreams, your hopes, the thing that you are working towards or that you have been trying to focus on over in the recent past and in your current energy onwards. And I think things are going to start coming to fruition. I think the energy, as I say, the energy shifted for you, and I think you're really happy with the way that things are going for you in August. It's a really positive card, and I really think it is, going to be the theme for the rest of the year for you. We've got the Fool as our September card, and so you're setting off onto a slightly different journey. Maybe it is in a relationship. Things are different, things have shifted, and things are feeling more positive, and you're setting out in a more carefree way. You're embracing that childlike energy, that carefree energy, and you are setting off into a new adventure, really. And again, you may not know where that's going to take you, but that's all right. You're just going to work through it in an organic way and really just heading towards following your gut and heading towards the place in the sunshine. So we've got in October, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So October, you're going to have everything that you need materially, relationship-wise, love-wise. You're going to feel quite abundant and quite happy and contented within yourself, I think, because you've got everything that you need. Everything that you need for the month of October. You're feeling abundant. Feeling really abundant, and maybe you're starting to build a legacy, starting to create a good foundation with whatever it is that you've got going on with you, and things are just starting to feel really stable and good and really positive, because we're going into November. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, and she is the richest queen in the pack. She has her pentacle there on her knee. She's just looking at it there. It's not she's not holding on to it too tightly. It's just a little bit of a side note, really. It's not the complete focus of who she is. And I think the Queen of Pentacles for me is it's a very rich and warm card. And when I say rich, I mean just not financially rich. She's just, the colours in the card are just really positive, and it's just a really warm, lovely card. And I think you are going to be feeling warm and rich and contented, and your focus isn't going to necessarily be on building that legacy anymore, or really working really hard on creating abundance for yourself. I think you're just going to be quietly contented during the month of November. I don't think that it's going to be, you may well have been feeling like you've been working towards stuff through the rest of the year, but I think come November, I think you're just going to have a bit of a kick back and think, right, I'm feeling abundant in so many ways. I feel contented, I feel settled, I feel stable, and despite the fact of things maybe going on in the outside world, my little corner of the world right now is pretty all right. So then we come to the 10 of Swords in December. Now the 10 of Swords speaks of an ending of some description, and as we know, endings aren't always a bad thing, and in this case it's a blessing in disguise. He's got his symbol there for the blessing. So it may well be that something surprising comes around and sort of takes you aback a little bit with a quick ending that's brought upon you, but it's not terrible. You know, it's a beginning of a brand new day, a whole new beginning, a new dawns upon you. You know, the night time's ending, the sun's starting to come up, and so something that maybe you have not, you know, you've not really realised has been not beneficial for you, that you've just been plodding on. We all do that, don't we? We just plod onwards and move forwards, and it's going to come to some sort of an end. So again, if it's on a sliding scale, for some of you it's going to be something really small, for others it could be something quite big, and you're going to feel accordingly, you know, feel about it according to its size in your life. But the thing is to keep perspective. It's going to be beneficial and good for you in the long run. It might take a few days, a few weeks for you to sort of come to that conclusion, but you're going into a brand new year in a really positive way. You're starting the year with a brand new beginning of some sorts. So, you know, fits perfectly, doesn't it? New year, new beginning, new start in some shape or form. But yes, yeah, I think you're in for a really interesting year, Leo. You just got to remember to not get in your own way. I think is the key for you, and to just, you know, be finding balance throughout the year, and not being overly focused on something. Let life happen to you, and you know, it's good to be focused, it's good to be driven, but not when it comes out of balance and then throws everything off, and then you end up going backwards, not going forwards. So I'd really love to know if the reading resonates. Please let me know. Thumbs up, subscribe, a comment would be amazing. Always makes me really happy. So have a great day, have a great week, have a great year, and I will catch up with you very, very soon.